dying. Here, let's see. What is Keepers? Let me see if I remember what it is. And I'm just losing out on Keepers. The Keepers. Official trailer. Who Killed Sister Kathy? The Keepers is now streaming on Netflix. That must be different. That's The Keepers. Then there's Keeper teaser trailer. Oh, it's the new Oz Perkins movie. Oh, I didn't even know. You know what? I gotta look at that later. Gotta look at that later. You know, Oz Perkins is having a good year. I didn't like Longlegs. To be honest, I thought Longlegs was incredibly disappointing. But I like the monkey. And now he's got Keepers. He's cranking those things out. Cranking them out.
God. And you would be wise to treat me
best
as
Brad
such.
Pitt. What is the best Brad Pitt flick? F1 is solid. Also, The Devil's Own. I like The Devil's Own.
Starts in 5, 4, 3.
You know, there's a lot of Brad Pitt movies I really like. I mean,
All you need to do is capture
you know,
the
you think
mission
about
area.
early Brad Pitt, like California. I like to interview the vampire. Devil's Own is really good. Killing Him Softly. There's a lot of Brad Pitt movies that I really like. The Ocean's 13 is a great Ocean's 11 is a great Brad Pitt movie. I don't know if I have a favorite Brad. Of course, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. I even love Meet Joe Black. You know, a lot of people don't dig that movie, but I really like it. It's been a smart press. I thought it was good. B Things says they don't get that a lot of TOS's look is the result of artistic choices and styles, not competence. Same cannot be said for Strange New Worlds writing. Yeah, you know what? Here's what if you watch this week's episode, which is a holodeck parody mystery story, it's the same problem I was talking about that I have with the show in the movie Galaxy Quest, which is a great movie. The actual show in universe, the Galaxy Quest show, as depicted in the movie, is this goofy show. The people that are making Star Trek now look back at the original series, and I'll tell you something. They do not have the ability to watch it without seeing something that's eye candy. That's all they know. They've got to Dorn, Kirk just going. You know, they don't know how to watch the show. They have no idea. It's all camp for them. And so, you know, they literally are making fun of Star Trek and Shatner and the look of it. They don't understand the show was beautifully photographed. Jared Fireman, those guys knew what they were doing. And yeah, it's a real shame.
Back to the ocean's depths.
Strange New Worlds could have been terrific.
Help get that vehicle to its destination.
And it doesn't have its own identity, and all they do is ape the
I am
original
ready
series.
to
They
put
can't
on a
write any
show.
good original stories, and it's a truly, truly awful show that is masquerading as a good show. People think it's a good show, but it's really
This will do nicely.
1001 Johnny firing a few tips. Your powers are mine! That film has that one so every Superman film has that one thing no one can get their heads around or misinterpreted. The world isn't spinning backwards. An amnesia kiss, the whole movie 3 and 4, snapping Zod's neck, and Martha, and the Elves in 2025. Yeah, I mean, there's always something people don't like it, they don't want it, something's wrong. I always wonder, where is this definitive portrayal of Superman that everybody's comparing something? Where is it? Because depending on what you've read, there's so many different interpretations of Superman and its mythos. I've always wondered, what is the right thing? 1001 Johnny goes on to say, let's make a bet on every Trek rant you get. You have to watch one episode of Ultraman. That whole rant just for one moment, I think would all benefit. There's so much, I mean, it's not like back. Colts says, Rob, if you could spend a couple of hours inside Sydney Sweeney's jeans, what would you do with her afterwards? Also, do you believe a Superman can cry? I absolutely believe a Superman can cry. Superman has seen people that he hasn't been able to save. You know, there's been disasters he's probably helped. Every time I'm sure he's for every human being he can't help. If you could spend a couple of hours inside Sydney Sweeney's jeans, I mean, Yes, I don't know what that's
That's
like.
3.
I like if I had time with Sydney Sweeney, I would,
Ooh, there's Stark
you know, the term
Where's
cunning
the
linguist
skyscraper
comes to
of
mind.
mine?
Then she wouldn't be in her jeans at all, and I would show the work I can do,
Let's
and
get
you know,
Spider Zero where she needs
live
to
up
go.
to my name, or you know, because people you kiss a woman, she knows. You can tell in that moment. Ask any woman. She knows the first time she kisses someone. It's true. Plato says the university has been talking about colonization or imperialism in some form or another for a long time. The root of literature about this comes from Lenin's 1916 book. From 1870 to 1989, 350 texts in here. But from 59 to 1970, it was over 75. Yeah, I mean, you know, it's interesting. I feel like in all this talk about colonization, that there's all these people that have a good, they really want to in their hearts, they want to do something good. They want to, like, we have to understand that there was colonization. What I always find interesting is, I always ask, if somebody wasn't colonized, where would they be now? Here is an example. Show me an example of a place on Earth that wasn't colonized, that has an amazing, thriving, technologically advanced civilization with rights for all, LGBTQ rights, women's rights, great education. Where do they think, and all these people that are criticizing the West and people that have colonized, like, you know, things that India did get from the British have definitely helped them. You know, if they were left to their own devices and the British had never colonized India or that part of the world, where would they be now? And this idea, like, I get colonization, but human beings are traveling across the planet. We share our stuff. What is this? I mean, it's like evolution. When you have two human beings come together, the best of their genes, not eugenics, but it happens when you make a baby, the baby hopefully will take the better genes from each parent and create something new that's more stronger and resilient than their parents are. That's nature. Eugenics is when you're planning that, when you are charting that course, which, by the way, as medical technology increases, personal eugenics is going to be inevitable.
Heroes could make
And I
all
say,
the
has
difference.
anyone seen Gattaca?
My order just
Gattaca is a movie about
My
genetics.
mind is
It's a movie
sharper.
about eugenics as well. It's just when eugenics, when the state applies it en masse, that's when things get dicey and bad. But hopefully that won't happen. What's up? It's Dom. Says, where do I send the emails for the models? Which models? I don't know which models you're referring to. Darren Emin 3093 says, how bad will Kurtzman's TOS reboot be? Well, we know because we already saw it in 2009. Star Trek will be just like
They'll be
that.
coming in 30 seconds. Stay strong.
Joshua Gonzalez says, I just got The Mirror by Tarkovsky from Criterion. Can't wait. Again, when you watch it, you've never seen a Tarkovsky film. It's unlike anything you're used to. You have to sit down and put yourself in the mindset that you're going to watch something
The battle starts in
that
5,
is extraordinarily different
3,
from most things
2,
you've seen.
1.
Just keep that in mind when you watch it. Keep that in mind.
Step aside.
Brandon says, I would love to know where the Superman test suits are from the Nicolas Cage fittings and if they still exist. They probably do. There is an actual place in Burbank where you can go. It used to be called the Bat Cave, where they actually, that's all they were doing was fabricating suits. I went down there on Superman Returns. You can see some footage there that I shot. And I think they have those suits. I don't know if they still have it 20 years
They are coming from behind.
so they might. Major Chai Chai says, August is turning into a movie marathon month for me. I've got tickets for The Naked Gun, Brave with the Fireflies, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Shin Godzilla, and Jaws. I still need to fit in Nobody 2 and Honey Don't as well. That's a great month. A lot of good stuff coming out.
Healing magic.
Carlos Lima says, "Hey Rob, I recently bought Friends season 3 on DVD. Why didn't you get the whole box set of the entire series?" Okay. When watching an episode, I realized that a scene was deleted. It got me thinking that any scenes of movies or TV shows can be deleted or altered. I'm just curious what your opinion about this. I am not a fan of deleting any scenes. I think that things should, unless you're doing a whole other director's cut, usually they add stuff, but I don't think we should be doing that. I think this, look, we're resilient people. And humanity has been incredibly offensive to other members of the human race since the dawn of time. And part of the way we learn is to see things that are objectionable or questionable and go, you know, we really shouldn't do that again. And to erase things and pretend they didn't happen. Well, that's stupid. What are you trying to do? You're lying to yourself and you're lying to the culture, trying to pretend that, oh, that didn't happen. We need to be stronger. If you are offended by a TV show that came out years ago, the problem is not with the TV, the problem is with you. You should know enough and be able to contextualize history enough that you can see how we've changed and grown. It's never good to edit things like that. 1001 Johnny says the right Superman is the right. There you go. Celebrates 18 months membership.
My hunt continues.
Very cool. B Things, very clever. B Things says Star Trek, the original series, had a couple of good genes. Gene Kuhn and Gene Roddenberry. You are right. Dark Plato says Japan was not colonized, but there's Western influence. Yeah, I know. And that's why Japan's such a cool culture. I love it. I think Japan is a great place. Although I've never been there, so I wish I had been there. Now, this is very interesting. Point out these friends sent in the good super chat.
Step aside.
And I don't understand. We recently saw the Crocodile Dundee was edited.
Step
Yes,
aside.
and the new video version of sensitive. I mean, when did he become so fragile?
Farewell.
I mean, it's like you go back and you watch of the not so wrong with him. And it's almost like pretending these things don't exist. The thing is, now everybody wants to go back and celebrate their victimhood. Live the best time. Live in the best time. I was watching Neil deGrasse Tyson the other day, and he said something really interesting that I never thought of.
Only 60
He
seconds
said,
left.
for the most part, for most of human history, the average life expectancy was 30 years old.
I am wounded.
And then, like in the 1900s, I mean, like in the 1800s or something,
My hunt continues.
the life expectancy went up to like 35.
Out of sight.
But it wasn't until the last 150 years. And by the way, everybody was organic back then.
Knees down.
It wasn't until the last 150 years that our life expectancy essentially doubled. With all of the terrible things that go on, our life expectancy doubled. And people say, yeah, it's organic, and there wasn't factory farming, and there was some crap on our climate, on our food supply. Something.
10 seconds.
So I thought that was pretty interesting. Yeah.
You'll have to keep fighting until we have a winner.
Joaquin Gonzalez says I've seen Solaris and it's found in Andre. And you know. You know. And those are great movies. Solaris, I've found it in Andre. I love those films. So you have a treat in store. Let's see what the next letter is. Is the next letter going to be a treat? Probably will. Matthew Ross writes in. This comes from Matthew Ross. And I should probably read this letter again. I read a letter yesterday, or 2 days ago, where for whatever reason, it was the show was clicking off. It wasn't in the middle of me reading, so